Hi, welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm your host, Steven, and today I'll be talking about an album that celebrates its 40th anniversary. This one is an underrated album from the 80s, one of my favorites, and it's Midnight Madness from Night Ranger. Best known for Sister Christian, the super power ballad hit, the monster ballad hit. These guys were unfairly labeled as balladeers. They were known as the air supply of the hard rock scene. They didn't fit in with the Rat, Poison, Motley Crue. They didn't really look like them, so they struggled in the 80s. Even though they had success in the beginning, they did struggle, and they did kind of fade away for a while. They do multiple reunions and tours to the delight of some of the hardcore fans, but unfortunately this band never really stayed as long in the spotlight as they should have. Underrated band. You got the drummer Kelly Keagy, guitarist Jeff Watson, guitarist Brad Gillis, keyboardist Alan Fitzgerald, and Jack Blades. Jack Blades most notably will go on to do Revolution Saints and Damn Yankees. Brad Gillis played on Speak of the Devil, from Ozzy Osbourne. Monster guitarist. Jeff Watson is also a fantastic guitarist. You have two lead vocalists basically of drummer Kelly Keagy, who sang Sister Christian, and you have Jack Blades. So one of those few bands, they have two great singers and a talented group all together, all around. There's not a weak link in the bunch. My favorite album from them was Midnight Madness. I know a lot of people love their debut, Dawn Patrol. A lot of people say that's their best album. That's up to you to decide. I really liked Midnight Madness. You Can Still Rock in America, a great anthem. The minute I hear it, it brings me back to the 80s instantaneously. Rumors in the Air is a great track. I think maybe at times it should have opened the album. Why Does Love Have to Change has a killer guitar intro, and if you don't crank this song up when you play the album, there's something wrong with you. Sister Christian, you need no introduction. It was the monster hit of the album and catapulted the band into superstardom, but yet at the same time kind of hurt their career. Like I said, they were labeled the air supply of hard rock at one point, and their label would only put out albums if they had ballads on it. So it's too bad you missed a lot of great. If you didn't follow them, there's a lot of great rock songs, especially on their first 4 albums are fantastic and are really underrated material on there. You have When You Close Your Eyes. It's a mid-tempo. It's a little campy. It's a little 80s, love song, but it's good. Chippin' Away really shows Jack Blades and Kelly Keagy's double vocal abilities together, how they vocal threat, if you're going to call it that. And again, Jeff Watson and Brad Gillis kind of have a dual guitar parts in there. This phenomenal song. The album ends with Let 'Em Run. It's an acoustic number, and you keep thinking it's going to end into this epic rocker, and it doesn't. It just stays this. And it works. It shouldn't, because you keep waiting for this. And under normal circumstances, I probably would have been disappointed. Like, where's that big, bombastic finale? But you don't need it, and it works wonders. And there's a lot of times I liked Let Him Run better than Sister Christian. So it's a great way to end the album. Not a typical way to end the album. In the 80s, they usually ended off with another good rocker. That it ends off on an acoustic note. Was different, but it works. It works phenomenally well. So this band really deserves a lot more attention. I know they're celebrating their 40th. They're going to come out with an album with the symphony orchestra. I think it's this month. Love them. I ordered their 40th anniversary of Midnight Madness. Hopefully I get it soon. I probably will pick up Dawn Patrol again. I want to hear the remasters. I'm very curious. But for me, I still love Midnight Madness. The album, I played that album. If you could ruin a CD, I did. I love that album. And forget Sister Christian. The rock songs on there are phenomenal for that time. I mean, some of them now are a little cheesy, sounds a little 80s, but they're good songs. And like I said, it's unfortunate they didn't last as long. I thought these guys would be up there with the Bon Jovis and for sure. But they didn't look like the 80s bands. They didn't sound like the 80s bands. So they kind of were, at one point, kids kind of said, oh, they're older. They must be much older. But they weren't, And it's unfortunate. They deserve a lot better. If you haven't listened to these guys, go to Spotify, go wherever you stream your music or whatever, and take a listen to Midnight Madness and Dawn Patrol. I would say, Seven Wishes is a good one as well. I like all their albums, but those are the three I would start off. And if you don't get hooked on these guys, the musicianship is fantastic. Jack Blades these guys can write hooks that stay in your head for days. So these guys had it all. Unfortunately, they were mislabeled, and they suffered the wrath of the record label, only letting them release ballads. And it's unfortunate. They had a lot of great rock tracks, and they should have lasted a lot longer. I know they're still around. They still tour. I don't want to offend any fans out there. I still love them. I think they should be much bigger than what they are. And they're not just a one-hit wonder with Sister Christian. There's a lot more to this band. They deserve the recognition. If other bands like Motley Crue can do a stadium tour, you should put them in the stadium tour too. I'd love to see them there. That would be great. But that's my take. Let me know what you think. Have you ever heard of Night Ranger? Besides Sister Christian, have you any tracks you like? Do you have any albums that you recommend? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that like button. It would mean a lot to me. This is Steven from the Aroundtable with my very quick review of Night Ranger's Midnight Madness. Happy 40th, Night Ranger. Love this album still to this day. Thank you so much for the memories and the music. See you soon.